Hello, welcome to tiffanycrosara.com. My name is Tiffany Crosara without the dot and the com, and I am an inner transformation specialist. What exactly does that mean? How exactly does that work? I mean, it's not exactly something that you find a box for out there in society, right? So I'm going to explain to you today what I actually do. You kind of need this video to understand it, but it will be interesting. I promise you that. Okay, so here we go. I work with something called the Hero's Journey. You might have heard of it. It's by Joseph Campbell. It's behind every good book and good film that we resonate with. And the reason that we resonate with good books and good films is because this hero's journey is in each and every one of us. Okay, so we're going to take Frodo from the Lord of the Rings, for instance, and you see him there. Okay, he's got the call to adventure. But it's really hard to get on your call to adventure, whatever that might be in your life. It might be starting your business, it might be leaving a relationship, or it might just be finding the strength to be who you are out there in the world. So whatever it is, whatever that call to adventure is for you here, it can be really hard to do it. I think it's 5% of the population that manages to come out of the comfort zone, which basically is the call to adventure. That's what you need to do, to come out of your comfort zone, right? Okay, so the way that happens for Frodo is that he meets a mentor, i.e. Gandalf, right? And then he crosses the threshold. This is when he leaves the Shire to go on his initiation. That's what this is here. It's an initiation. Okay, so he then goes through trials and failures. He finds helpers like Sam, and he develops his growth and new skills. He reaches the death point. You remember that, when Sam was just like beside himself? But then he has the revelation of what he needs to do, who he needs to become in order to finally change here. And he works blooming hard to get it. It's the final push. And then he gets the gift. Well, actually, he kind of throws it away, interestingly enough, like the ring in Mordor. And then he returns changed. So by throwing the gift away, he actually gets the gift, interestingly, because he returns a hero. The fool, when Frodo has become the hero. And this is the returning point to the Shire. Yes? Okay, so here we go. This is where it gets really interesting. The hero's journey actually fits in numerical order with the fool's journey in the tarot. Yes, it's exactly the same. The fool's journey in the tarot is the major arcana. The tarot is made up of 2 decks. It's made up of a major arcana and a minor arcana. Your minor arcana are like your 56 card playing deck. It has 4 suits in it. And your major arcana are like the 22 archetypal imprints. Archetypal means ancient wisdom. So we're looking at the gods and the goddesses. In a way, they are the puppeteers. They are the puppeteers that pull the strings of the puppets, the minor arcana. Okay, they're your big gods, the reasons why. Now, the major arcana have a numerical order of 0, which is the fool. There's Frodo. Yeah. And the numerical order is 22, and it goes right the way around to the world, which is returning changed. And yes, it does actually fit. Bear with me here. The fool, number 0, is the call to adventure. Meeting the mentor, Gandalf. Number 1 is the magician. Number 2 is the high priestess, and that's what she does. She crosses the threshold. She goes to the underworld. She goes to the other world, and that's where the initiation begins. Then we get the helpers in terms of our teachers, our parents, society, sometimes good, sometimes not so good. Yes, but we have that here on our journey. And then we go into growth and new skills. So 3 is the Empress, 4 is the Emperor, 5 is the High Priest. And this is actually their numbers. You can't really see it that well here. Okay, number 6 is growth. It's puberty, the Lovers. And then we get number 7, the Chariot. It's like the driving test time. And then we get strength, number 8, which is when we realize that we can do things, we can achieve. And then we have 9 here in the Hermit, which is maturation. And when we get to that place, there's a death and a rebirth. There's a death of who we were, which was on the personal journey, and there's a rebirth into the spiritual journey. Okay, so then we move on. Number 11, Justice, is about truth, getting in touch with our truth. The Hangman is about then having to sacrifice something to move forward. That's when death happens. So there we have Revelation, number 11, 12, and 13. Then we go to Temperance here, finally changes. She is the transition point. She is the goddess that takes us over the river Styx, maybe to the underworld, if, well, we're already kind of there, but maybe even to hell, to our shadow point. That's the devil here, okay? And then when we've come face to face with our shadow, boom, we get the Tower. We really get a wake-up call of knowing what we need to do. And that's what atonement is. And that is only then when the gift happens, which is the Star. And what is the gift? The gift is being able to embrace your vulnerability, the Moon, and your purpose and your clarity, the Sun, and be reborn it and be totally okay with that in your life, which is judgment, releasing the judgment, and returning home. Here you see is returning changed, and that's the world right there. So that's what I do. I take you on that journey, particularly in Zero to Hero and the Transformational Truth of Tarot, which you'll find under courses. I also do retreats, so those are 4-day intensives. And if you need something even shorter than that, then there's the game there, which will take you on that journey. You can play it by yourself, and that would be in an hour. That has just won an award. That's my 6th award there. It's won an award for most visionary product of 2019. And those are my books as well, The Transformational Truth of Tarot and The Transformational Truth of You. So there's something for everyone wherever you are. And if you don't want to spend any money at all at the moment and you just want to get to know my work a bit better, I've got that covered for you as well. You just pop your details in here and sign up to my newsletter. So you can just pop them there and then click the pink button, and you'll get a 50-page ebook which will show you more about these archetypes and how they work with your purpose, so you can actually get clear on your purpose, your soul contracts, your relationships, for your life, and also for absolutely any year you want and absolutely any relationship you want. Okay, so I look forward to taking you on the journey in some way, shape or form. And what I love the most is personal connection. So come over to Facebook if you're on Facebook as well. Inner Transformation with Tiffany Crosara is my group, and you're more than welcome there too. Okay, but for now, before you buzz off, click the pink button. Bye for now.